Here's a quick video to remind you how to do your projects in this course. So first off, we're in MyOpenMath. I'm going to click on Probability and Statistics, and I'm going to scroll down to the next project. So I see the next project is Project 6. It's the Let's Make a Deal project. So I then go into the workbook. I'm using an electronic version of it, but you'll have it in front of you. And I go to the index page. And I see that the first Let's Make a Deal discussion is on page 153. So I go to page 153 and I see, okay, so this is the first page of it. There's some questions about probability, and then there's the practice questions. So let's go back to that first page and let's see what's in MyOpenMath. So just like for the online lessons, for the attendance, you've got a video. So the Project 6 video is right here, the online lesson for the project. So I'm going to open that. And notice that this is exactly what you see in the workbook. So here I am introducing the project and stepping you through it. So we can let that keep going because that's what you're going to be doing. So how is this meant to be done? Well, you can certainly maximize that screen. You can be watching the video and following along in the workbook. Notice that this is taken exactly from your workbook, just like the attendance assignments are. So I'm going to minimize this, and I am going to now show you where the projects themselves come from. So if we go back to the workbook, you've had it out in front of you while you're watching the video, just like for an online lesson. You've seen the pitfalls that people fall into, including some very prestigious statisticians in this particular case who believed that the probabilities changed when that door was open. So make sure you can see why that's wrong. Make sure you can make the correct table. Now what happens next on the next page is practice for you, and this really is something that I want you to be able to do on your own. So go through and do these. What is the probability of winning if you stay? What is the probability of winning if you switch? Now you're going to do this paper and pencil. You're going to maybe have questions, in which case you're going to have to go back to the original project itself, rewatch the video, do the simulation again, whatever you need to be able to work through the practice problems on your own. So paper and pencil without consulting anything else other than maybe a calculator. And when you're done with that, then go back into MyOpenMath and notice that there's a project. Now the project is written. I coded these to match the practice in your workbook. Now not at the exact same numbers, clearly, but algorithmically generated to test what you've learned in the project. So let's summarize this. So you go into MyOpenMath, you scroll down on the course page to the correct project, you open your workbook to the index page, and you find that project. In this case, you find that it is on page 153. You go to page 153, and you follow along in your workbook with the video in MyOpenMath. Then, on your own, you do the practices. Now that may mean that you have to go back and look at the video a few more times and look again at the project that we worked through together. Once you've been able to do it paper and pencil, once you know what's going on in the questions I'm going to ask, then you go back to MyOpenMath and you launch the project itself. You'll see different numbers, but you'll see the same big ideas. I hope that helps. That idea of using your workbook, being able to do it on your own, and then going back into MyOpenMath to take the projects. So good luck with that. These are really fun questions taken from statistics, some very early parts of statistics. And questions like Let's Make a Deal came out in the 1980s and were a big deal at that time. So I hope you enjoy seeing statistics actually applied to real-world questions.